The Agency is a game that lets you live the life of an elite agent in an online persistent shooter for the PS3 and PC. The biggest decision you have to make at the beginning of the game is what kind of an agent do you want to be? Do you want to be a kind of down and dirty mercenary or one of the elite agents, kind of like a James Bond type? Well, we have two main agencies that kind of service that. We have Paragon, the Paramilitary Global Operations Network. These are a bunch of down and dirty guys, kind of downtown people, and they are the whiskey to the vodka of Unite, the United Nations Intelligence and Tactical Experts, tongue firmly in cheek. These are the more buttoned-up guys that have the slickest gadgets, the finest clothes, and entree to some of the highest class places in the world. Now, Paragon has their own gadgets, but they're likely to be duct taped together with a couple vacuum tubes sticking out of it. So once you've made this decision about what kind of an agent you want to be, you now don't have to decide what kind of role you want to play. The last thing we want to have is somebody plays for 5 hours and goes, I'm going to play a wizard for 5 hours, and then they play like, God, I hate being a frickin' wizard. Then they have to replay everything again in order to get to the role that they actually like. So instead, we have a very simple system called You Are What You Wear. Based on what you feel like doing that night, put on an outfit that represents the role you want to perform, and you'll gain experience in that role and possibly experience towards your overall rank within your agency. So if you want to go out and do combat and blow stuff up because you're had a bad day, well, that's fine. If you want to be a stealth role and sneak ahead and take out security and lockpick and crack guys' necks, you can do that. If you want to support your friends with turrets and armor and being able to lay down custom checkpoints or being able to revive people, you'll be able to do that with one of our support roles. And the last role that stands outside of the moment-to-moment encounter roles is your alias. You can't get into a high-class casino with an M60 strapped to your back, so you have to collect the outfits and credentials required to make the aliases that'll let you get into those elite areas or talk to that one character who wouldn't trust you if you were flashing Unite colors. Now, our aliases actually have gameplay associated with them, so in a role, when you take damage, someone shoots at you, your health goes down. I think we all get that. But when you're in an alias, if you're trying to sneak through a bar to get to the back and steal some intel, and there's some enemies in there, every time one of them stares at you, they're damaging your alias, just like they're shooting you. So it becomes a bit of a puzzle game as well. On top of that, we have a series of other non-combat mechanics, things like taking pictures of things to gather intel that can be analyzed by operatives to unlock stuff to craft, new missions, new operative assignments, new operatives. And these operatives are guys that you collect in the world. These operatives are really important because beyond just being a part of an agency, you get to form your own pocket agency. These collectible characters will do stuff for you in real time, whether or not you're in the game. That means whether or not you're near the PS3. So as opposed to making a going-to-work simulator, we have to play 3 to 5 hours a night, or otherwise you're like, oh my god, all my friends are going ahead of me, and if I don't play for 3 hours tonight, they're going to kick me out of the guild. That doesn't exist. So you'll be able to keep up with your friends, and you'll be able to use operatives to do stuff for you, so when you come back to the game after taking a break or having a life, stuff will be waiting for you. And if you opt in, because everyone hates unsolicited spam, these guys are going to be able to give you messages to let you know how their progress is going. Not just in the game, but via your cell phone, via email, via instant messages. And these messages will be neat because operatives not only can build stuff for you, they're like your Chloe, your Moneypenny, your Q branch. They can build stuff for you, provide goods and services, and they can also investigate people in other parts of the world because they keep the whole world in play. We couldn't build every city on Earth, but operatives can go everywhere they want to. So say I put 2 guys on assignments. I have one guy who's creating a new super weapon for me. I have another guy who's off investigating a gang. I might get a message while sitting in a meeting that basically says, hey, you know that weapon you wanted? It's waiting for you. Okay, I gotta get in and get that weapon. The other message that comes through, though, hey, those guys you asked me to investigate, well, I found them, and they found me. They're asking for $1 million, they're gonna kill me. Text 1 to send $1 million. Text 2 to let him die. It depends on what kind of agency head you want to become. Do you want to be benevolent like M from Bond, or do you want to be like that jerk from Alias? It's kind of up to you. So you've got your career with your agency, you're performing missions using your alias and your roles, you're collecting operatives who are forming the foundation of your agency. All of these things are happening as you advance your character through the career missions, but where's the PvP, where's the shooter action? You know, most shooter guys, when they'll pick up a game, they'll skip the story and they'll go straight into deathmatch, or they'll go straight into team-based gameplay, and that's how they learn how to play, and that's where their fun is. And we're going to support that PvP anytime concept. You're not going to have to play for 20 hours in order to be able to get into a fun, balanced game. You're going to be able to choose from a variety of casual and official game types, a variety of styles of gameplay that you want to pursue. And then, if you're actually playing through your career in the public world, you may find some contested zones, etc., where some more PvP action will break out. But don't worry, PvP is always consensual. You don't have to worry about walking out of your field office and constantly getting headshotted by a guy who's sitting by the side. We're gonna protect our sheep from the wolves. It'll be very fun for folks. So between the PvP anytime, the standard career missions through the world, and all of the operatives gameplay, I think there's a whole lot for players to engage in over a long period of time, especially with all the event content, episodic content, and high game action between joint agencies. These are our equivalent of guilds, where players join together and can actually combine their operatives on tasks and assignments that they couldn't do on their own. And I think there's going to be a lot of fun there that we're going to be revealing more to people, hopefully later this fall.